Today we're going to be foraging for golden apple snails and making the Filipino dish Ginataang Kuhol. Oh, okay, got it. This right here is a beautiful specimen of a golden apple snail, and the reason why it's called as such is because, as you can see it, especially shining in the sunlight, of its golden, beautiful yellow shell like this. Now these snails are on the list of the world's 100 most invasive species in the world. How these apple snails ended up in Singapore is really through the aquarium trade. People bought them, put them in a fish tank because of its lovely color. Sometimes they get too big like this. This is a full-grown adult, decide they don't want them, and then just release them into the environment. And that's really bad. Why golden apple snails are bad for an environment is because of their eggs. Bright pink in color. Now the problem with these eggs is, first of all, whenever the golden apple snail lays its eggs, it lays hundreds and hundreds of these eggs. So you can imagine, if each one becomes a snail, how overpopulated the population is going to be. Secondly, and most importantly, even though these eggs look bright and colorful, they contain a neurotoxin that's poisonous to most wildlife. So, you know, if a fish comes or a turtle swims over or a bird comes in from the sky and they see this, oh, you know, they look like mentaiko, and starts to eat it, it will lead to their death. So very bad for wildlife. So because this is a full-grown adult, my preference is really to eat the smaller snails, and I'll explain why later on as we start cooking, but I'm gonna let this one go and find smaller ones. That's a good size. This one is way too big for me. Alright, I got my bag full of snails. I'm going to bring them home to cook them up. The ingredients are fairly simple. You got ginger, garlic, onions, chili, spinach, coconut milk, olive oil. This is a shrimp paste. And here, of course, you got the snails. So the first thing I want to do is I want to parboil these snails. Now the reason why I want to parboil these snails is because these snails have the potential to carry this parasite called red lungworm. The effects of getting this parasite in your body is every bit as scary as its name suggests. This parasite basically will attack your central nervous system. So you want to make sure your snails are cooked properly, not half cooked or eaten raw. And that's actually also one of the reasons why I like to pick my snail that's smaller, because it's less potential for the parasite to actually develop in the snail. That's my theory anyway. I've got some hot oil going, and we're going to throw in the onions and garlic first to let it saute. Now we're going to put in the ginger and the chilies, then the coconut milk, now I'm going to put in the shrimp paste and continuously stir it until it dissolves. Now add the spinach, put the snails back in, turn off the heat. I'm gonna mix it up. Then I'm gonna cover it with a lid. Let it rest for about 1 or 2 minutes. Well, there you have it, the Filipino dish Ginataang Kuhol, made from fresh apple snails we just foraged this morning. Let's give it a try. The sauce itself is so decadent, so delicious. I wish I had cooked some rice with this. Let's give the snail a try. Let's get this medium-sized one. So the easiest way to get the meat out of the snail is using a toothpick. So you want to poke. Golden apple snail. It's pretty good. Because I cooked it twice, so the meat is really chewy, but it tastes really good. Not swampy. I was expecting it to be a little muddy taste because it was found in fresh water, but it's actually pretty nice and goes along with the sauce so well. Very good. And there you have it, golden apple snails with the Filipino dish Ginataang Kuhol.